I think it was yesterday we saw President Biden approve the use of these long range missiles, US made, for Ukraine to use on Russian targets. And then, of course, they've used them today. Putin's come out with an announcement that I heard was scheduled, saying that now they've lowered the threshold of when they might use, nuclear arms. I'm about to say, why are they doing this? But then I know I'm talking to Mike Benz. And so is this just more of that blob pushback? Is this more of that shadow war that's starting right now to just work for the next 4 years to push back against what Trump is trying to achieve?
It's hard to say. I think I won't really have a hardened answer on this until I see how some of the future moves play out, because you may expect me to sort of say, this is all sort of, nefarious blob ops, because it certainly does look like that from a distance. But there have been some strange recent things that lead me, admittedly, to total, utter, uncommitted speculation. I mean, the fact is Donald Trump was just meeting with Joe Biden at the White House last week. So a week before this decision gets made, there was a personal meeting between Trump and Biden. Frankly, they looked, to Trump's credit, given that Biden hit him with 91 felony charges and was basically the most cruel and sadistic abuser of power in American history to Donald Trump. They did seem quite chummy. I think Biden felt so betrayed by Kamala Harris. The famous incident of Biden asking a union worker for his Trump hat, putting it on, having that big grin. I've said this all week, but I don't think I've ever seen Joe Biden smile as widely as he did as in his concession speech when Trump won the election. I've never seen Joe Biden so happy for such an extended period as when he was delivering his defeat speech about Trump winning. And so then Biden and Trump are in the White House together. They're smiling for the cameras. They're walking around the garden. And I've not seen Trump on Truth Social, unless I missed it, come out and disavow Biden's articulated authorization of long-range missiles. Trump is not the kind of guy who's shy about pointing out foreign policy blunders of the Biden-Harris cinematic universe. So I think I have a weird, uncommitted, utter speculation. Don't know if it's true. Don't know if it isn't true. But the thing that the U.S. needs in its negotiations with Russia is leverage, because Russia is winning this war. They're winning it militarily. They're winning it diplomatically. They're even winning it economically. Russia has retaken the U.S. as the largest gas exporter into Europe because they are essentially laundering it through other sources that basically buy directly. They evade U.S. sanctions, and then they effectively retail it into Europe from there. And they've also they're constructing the Power of Siberia pipeline to reroute the gas from Europe to China, which is another punch in the face to the U.S. foreign policy establishment. Great, you just gave discount gas to China. And although there's an open question about whether there are those in the U.S. power structure who may have their own back channel conversations with Chinese partners around that. But the fact is we have not crushed Russia's economy. It's as strong as ever. We have lost ground in the Donbass. They have consolidated Crimea. There is no way at this point, if you were to simply enter state with the Russian Ministry of Foreign Affairs, to simply reset the world to the pre-2014 coup period, where Ukraine was on track to be a NATO satellite state, and where the territory of Ukraine was completely intact. I don't think Russia is giving up the extremely resource-rich areas of the Donbass that it is conquered militarily. I don't think they're giving back Crimea. I don't think they're going to give that back to Ukraine. The only way to be able to get on the path to doing so, I think, in the eyes of the blob and potentially in the eyes of Donald Trump, is with a credible threat of escalation. And fomenting at home in Russia a kind of Vietnam faction where Russians are coming home in body bags and people are seeing their own, kin being affected by the war. It is no longer a war in Ukraine. It's a war in Moscow and St. Petersburg. I think that there is some potential in the Trump world sort of view that it's actually quite useful to have this authorization because the credible threat of using it may allow a sort of détente on terms more favorable than the U.S. than before they were willing to play chicken that way. I think what it will come down to over the next 2 months is what exactly the U.S. does with this authorization. If they limit it to targeted strikes on Russian military facilities inside of Moscow, on Russian weapons depots, on munitions facilities, and they do not inflict so much damage at the civilian level in Russia that Russia can effectively save face at the negotiating table without it causing a 9/11 for them where they now have to double down. There's a way in which I could see this being a kind of 4D chess thing that Trump now has an offer to the Russian Ministry of Affairs saying, we will rescind this authorization that this madman, Joe Biden, did. I mean, this was the way Trump talked about John Bolton. He said, effectively, he hated his guts. He was going to cause World War VI if we let him in for another 2 months. But he was useful in negotiations because he was so crazy. It allowed us to carve out an aggressive negotiating posture in order to take 2 steps forward, 1 step back, and still achieve a 1-step victory. So I don't know. This could go either way.
Hey, I know investing in crypto is scary. It takes a real leap of faith because there are so many scams, rug pulls, and bad actors out there. It's a dangerous business, which is why 95% of people lose all their money. Well, that's why I created the London Real Investment Club, so you can access the hottest deals on the planet and use the crypto bull market to create the generational wealth that you deserve. Join my team of over 100 people from around the world that are making millions of dollars behind the scenes investing in blockchain, AI, Web3 games, DeFi, Bitcoin, and more. Don't miss out. Click the link below to book a call with one of my team now. But hurry, this bull market will end soon.
I know investing crypto can be scary. That's why you gotta join the investment club. Pull the trigger. Let's do this.